Is it not on there nicely? You need to center it here. Alright. Nice. Alright, let me see what the fake this is. Oh! Let's hope that this works. I sure hope so, because otherwise if my phone drops again, it's not going to be good. Oh, that one's here. The white. Alright, no one's watching anyway. Okay. Turn the lights off.
All the lights are off except outside.
Maybe I can get like a protective case for it that only covers doesn't cover the back or something, which is really weird, but I'm sure that I could just cut out a case and make it so that when it falls, at least all the edges and stuff are, nobody's watching. Maybe live stream is dead. They seem to go to school. With Emma? Is that a high school?
I don't know.
That probably looks worse than before. We have one thumbs up but no watchers. That's kind of weird. Great new mechanism, but yes, very nice. Yeah. See how it goes. So we're not in our normal. We're in Ashley's car. We call it the Urban Creeper. We're going to Venice and then back again. He's yet to speak. Not even Zach. It's like I've been deserted.
I'm gonna forward this to you.
What is it?
Stuff that needs printed out.
Okay. Do you want to go on OfferUp and look at that thing that I looked at? The washer? Ask him. Be like, hey, my boyfriend messaged you. He can't use his phone right now.
It's gonna be kind of hard to figure out which one it is.
Well, there's not that many of them that have been posted in the past 24 hours. Bet you those are days. We'll click on that one. That's not it. How many hours ago was that?
22.
Yeah, so if I went to look, that might be it right there. No.
Yeah.
Scroll and see what. Yeah, that's not the guy that. That's it. Hey Eric, what's up? First comment. Took so long.
Okay, what do you want me to read?
Just say, hello, my boyfriend messaged you last night about the washer and installing it in Cape Coral. I think that's a good price.
I like the one in Cape Coral better that has both.
Oh, nice, Eric.
$14.25.
Yeah, but what about installing them?
My dad could do it.
Penny? What about picking them up?
No, we would have to.
I mean, I know I can pick it up, but they're not gonna. I'm not gonna put them in the back of the pickup because they're very heavy. They're an annoyance to. It's gonna cost me $30 just to rent a trailer, which is not a big deal. I'm just saying. Do we need a new dryer? Is the question. Do you feel like we need a new dryer?
Oh, ours isn't drying very well on the towels and stuff.
Why don't you tell that lady? How long has that post been up for the other? What another? What is growing? What is going up here? What is this craziness? Oh, hey, Chris. That's cool, Eric, that you're getting that weather. It's good to get for sure. I didn't go live for like, I don't know, almost a week because my long arm thing broke. I just got this thing in the mail today. It's magnetic. I already dropped my phone once because I had the case on it, so hopefully this will hold. Maybe it's the wrong time of day to go live because it's rush hour on the East Coast. Chris, there's a chance I might be in Miami on Monday for work, though. I'm not going to be close to the North Beach, though. Yeah, I actually this week I really caught up. I had like, I don't know, 25 orders this week, so I just been kind of doing that. Uh, actually, I know I left you guys for dead. Really, what I did was I was watching a poker tournament in Russia for the past 4 days, so I'm not gonna lie. Thanks, Chris. This road's completely closed now. They should just permanently close that road. God, I knew this was the wrong way to go. Sorry, we're kind of trying to figure out how to... Talking to that person? Which person are you talking to?
The guy.
That guy? Yeah. The thing is, it's like...
I asked him how old it was, and he says he doesn't know.
Yeah, macrozamia does all right in Florida. The bigger ones, the smaller ones are a little bit harder to grow if you don't have any elevation. They don't like our humidity. They actually will rot in the ground, and then they'll regrow again. Hey, Exotic Gardening. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to say like exactly, but a state or a country, either one's fine. Georgia, where I want to move to once Florida gets way too busy, any busier. You could say Georgia's been on my mind. The thing is like, sorry, with that one, that guy knows what he's doing. The other person, I don't know if they know what they're doing. Like, they might take the thing apart and then, like, we gotta go buy parts to put it back together. Look at this. This is freaking... You guys can't see this, but all the roads are closed, and it's like they're putting in new sewers, or they're putting in sewers, or septic. I mean, city water and sewer here. To the left of me already has it. To the right of me does not. This is the east-west boundary. So hopefully we'll see some good, decent plants on this journey. It'll be during the daylight, so we got this big cloud over us, but no rain. It's been what? God, the last time it rained, you weren't even here. Ashley was in Colorado. You guys haven't seen Ashley in a while, but she's right here next to me. Last time it rained here, there was like a high of like 65. It was chilly. I was actually in Venice, but it rained about 2 inches probably. Just all day long. Right. We're back on track here. As you can see, we're a little lower to the ground than we normally are because we're in Ashley's Hyundai Sonata. This car is like the most reliable piece of crap that I've ever had. I haven't talked to Shiv in about a week. He said it was very close, and on it I'll try and figure out how to put the videos on and that sort of thing. I don't want to. He's already doing me a huge favor, so I don't want to like push him. Chilly. Kind of makes me nervous just having this phone. One thing I had to do to use this stop sign. One thing I had to do to use this new holder is I had to take the phone case off. So if the phone drops off the magnet, it's just gonna fall and hopefully not break. So I'm gonna go with you, buddy. So whenever you're going. Yeah, let's do it. Car's running a little rich there. He's got black. Eric, you can actually go on Facebook on Faulkner's Palms. I'll also post it on Palm Talk, but I usually post it on my website first. Right now, I had so many orders that I'm nearly out of most species, which kind of sucks. I still have like a half dozen species, but this is growing season, and it's people want to germinate, and a guy just came in and just like cleaned me out. I should have another half dozen species available in about a week or so. I'm hoping, because I've paid for all of it, so it better come, or else knees are getting broken. Oh, come on, this non-stop traffic. That looks a little sketchy. I'm just going after this. Yeah, sorry, dude. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Jesus. Oh, this guy's about to hit us. Jesus. And when you see guys swerving behind you with a truck with a trailer behind it, you get a little bit nervous. You didn't see that, thankfully.
Oh, I did.
You saw him move side to side? Anyway, one species I do have, Eric, that is fast growing is I have Vicia Winnin seed if you want to give it a go. It's like Vicia Ericina, except for just the leaves are the leaves are pendant, meaning they droop instead of they flap everywhere. I think it's actually more elegant of a species, but it's all personal preference. Because Vicia Ericina looks like leaves kind of flap everywhere. It's not as, but it grows as fast as every large Vicia basically grows the same size. There's only a couple smaller ones that don't grow that fast. But if you want speed, hey James. Okay, this car's smaller and every time on this goddamn road. Yeah, thankfully. No more cold weather here. Oh my god. Yeah, you can email me, Eric. I think you have my email, Faulkner's Palms LLC at Gmail. I also have Instagram if you want to get on there. Faulkner's Palms, just one word. I do get Instagram messages. Sounds like it's coming from the north. I don't see anything below us. There's that fire station up here, so who knows. Luckily, it's 4 lanes up here, so it's just a bad time of the day. Yeah, it was quite windy yesterday. Like, I could almost not even water my plants because the water would just spray in whatever direction the wind was blowing. 56 up in Canada, in Ontario, that's pretty nice. What is going on here? Cars are pulling to the side. Oh no, okay, so we do need to pull over. All right.
Why?
Because there's an ambulance right behind us. Jesus. you guys see the phone tilted, I'll just let me know. I'm not sure. I guess I could have just kept on driving and not have to pull over, but listen, if that was a member of my family that needed an ambulance, then, you know, I would hope that someone would do the same for me. Yeah, you know, there was like, what? How fast those winds are? 30, 35, 40 miles an hour left yesterday? Some of the gusts?
Wow, they're pretty good.
Yeah, that's some of the worst. I was actually going to do a vlog on wind and palms. That's some of the worst weather for potted plants because the wind just blows through the pot and just dries it out from all sides. In ground, it's not as bad as long as the plant can normally handle that. So I'm doing 60 and she's probably doing 70. Speed limit's 50. And the cops are plenty.
My speedometer's off like 5.
Oh, so you're really doing 55? Okay. That's good to know. And why are we slowing? Oh boy. Here comes a bike. Jesus. I was like, I thought he was coming up so fast on the left side. I don't know. I gotta make it in front of that bus. Doesn't say merge yet. Okay, it's turning left anyway, so we're good. Alright. I don't have any Sagers Batra 4, but I have gotten it before and I probably will get it again. It's quite a fast Sagers. Yeah, James, I can as soon as I find a... The only one that there's only been a couple. The problem is it gets so tall. It's usually going through a canopy. It's actually very hard palm to vlog unless you have it sit, you know, one near the ground. They take a while to kind of take off and trunk, and then once they do, they just take right off. A couple palms like that will grow like 4 feet in a year, and then they only grow like a couple feet every year thereafter.
So that lady gets washers and dryers and she refurbishes them and sells them.
Yeah, that's what probably most of those people do.
That one lady I was talking to for the 225.
So, okay. And when she told you this?
Yeah, because I asked how old they were. She said she didn't know and then told me all that.
Usually on the back of an appliance, it'll tell you when it was manufactured. Unless they take the tag off on purpose so they don't want you to know how old it is. They can get the model number, you can know that they still make it. They still make it, it can't be that old. You can find out how old that is if you want to. Sometimes they just, that's what makes you nervous about buying used appliances like that. Yeah, they can take, I'll give you an example, James. So, my friend had one in Inglewood, I don't remember the videos with Ken doing the specimen plant palm transplants about 2 years ago, but my friend in Inglewood there had about a 30-footer, and I think he planted it just after the 89 freeze, so it's like 25, 26 out there, and I don't think it ever had any damage. It might have had some, but it was underneath some canopy. It's not known for being, it's not as cold-hardy as a queen, but it's probably like up there. Hey, Simon. Yeah, so you guys that just tuning in, the thing I normally use to put my phone in, the arm on it, the elbow just broke off, so I had to order a new one. I just got it in today. I haven't really done anything this week except for watch a shady poker game in Russia all week long. Look at this mess on the left-hand side here. So I didn't really have like a, good situation to go live with. This phone is hot. Let's see here. Sorry about that. Yeah, let me see what I can do about getting some seed. Yeah, I also have some Vicia Widden seed, James, if you want some very fast grower. I think I have them like 10 for $7.50 or something like that. 75 cents each. They're big seeds, which actually I like. To me, that's a perfect size seed. Okay. Just let me know and you can message me on Facebook. So yeah, we decided to take Ashley's car because, well, one, it gets better gas mileage, and gas has gone up, and two, I have a plan on going to Miami this Sunday, but there might be some reasons why we don't make it. So, but anyway, I didn't want to put all those miles on my truck. That'd be like 500 miles over the weekend. I just didn't want to do that. Yeah, my temperature now is, I think it's probably about 82 or so Fahrenheit, so you're looking at like 27 Celsius. Yeah, I'll tell you guys, the reason I'm going up to Venice now is
79.
79? Okay, yeah, it's kind of cloudy, so it isn't really as, it's like 25 and a half, 25 Celsius. Someone just dropped a pool filter on the side of the road. That's classy. We're going like 15 under the speed limit here now. My mom really wanted these ballet slippers, and she had them handmade in Australia 6 months ago, and they finally showed up like 3 days ago. Yeah, it is beautiful weather. April is the best month because usually most of the snowbirds have gone, no offense, but the traffic is just lighter. The restaurants have less people in them, and the temperature, the weather is like perfect. It's like, especially in the evening. Here we go. Let's open it up. Huh? Oh, this is the guy with the Harley. I don't know. This just seems like a weird way to carry your Harley. It's a nice Harley too. From where? St. Augustine? He bought it from Dan in St. Augustine. So yeah, listen to this story. We had a Gixxer, what, $750 or $1,000? So Ashley bought a GSXR Suzuki 750, yeah? And then when her and her ex broke up, she signed over the title to him while she paid for it. That was a really good idea. Give me a high five. That wasn't a good enough high five.
Because you're being sarcastic.
Whatever. Oh, you had a Gixxer? Yeah, they're great. I think the 750 is probably the best. I mean, I've only ridden them 750 a few times. I had a SV 650. I love that bike. Oh, the FCR 1000. I think that was called. I think in the US that was just called the FC1, unless they just they gave it a new name now. Yeah. No, I mean they're great because they're not like the 1 liter bikes are not as nimble as those bikes are. Oh, you slow down. You go over 65 miles over, they tell you to slow down. They finally got. There used to be just an empty cop car here. Finally, what are you doing?
My hand's so dry from peeling.
I thought that was like rubbing alcohol. Like, what do you mean that? So yeah, so we're gonna pick up the slippers and give them to, bring them to my mom. So yeah, I love, I used to love riding bikes. I had the SV650 was my first real, I mean, it wasn't like a race bike, but it was a street fighter. I had a Honda 81 Honda CB500, which was a shaft-driven one. I had a 68 Honda Super 90, which I bought in West Palm Beach, or in Palm Beach, actually. Funny story, I actually traded Smith & Wesson 38 for the bike. It always had problems, though. But anyway, I ended up selling it to a pilot in Daytona Beach. Drove all the way down from Daytona to here and talked me down a few $100. But
Did you give us the dollar store?
yes. What do you need?
I want train books.
Okay. So yeah, I kind of sold my bike after kind of just having a few too many hairy experiences here. I mean, yeah, I think we were all smart about that. I had a Honda Shadow 750, which was like pretty gutless, but it was fun to ride around on, like to kind of cruise around. Like after 55, the torque just gave out, and you had to it took a while to get to like 70. Weird for a 750, but V-twin. Most fun bike I have was actually the last bike, the 74 Honda CB550 inline 4, all that torque in the bottom end there. Oh really? Yeah, I'm sorry, James. I've had friends that went to, had to get helicopter flighted to hospitals to. I think everybody's had a friend like that, so. I actually got lucky where I never even dropped the bike, except for one time my friend had me ride his bike out of a parking lot because he couldn't ride it. It was a Ninja 250 and the lights were broken on it, so I couldn't tell when I was in neutral and when I was in gear. I mean, I had a general feel for it, but I was new to the bike and I thought it was in neutral so the green light was on, and I let the clutch out and it just lurched on me and it tipped over. I mean, it wasn't a big deal, but it still fell over. Ooh, an old Ducati. Wow. You guys have both lost people on bikes. You ever lose any friends on a motorcycle? Did Mike ever drop that bike? Or fall?
Yeah.
He did? He got new tires?
Yeah, we got new tires.
He dropped it right after he got new tires?
Yeah.
How bad was the drop?
Well, the people said to be careful when he left.
Oh, it had so much traction on it and he didn't pay attention, yeah.
And it was right there on Pine Island Road, across from Bell's Tires.
Yeah, I've been to that bike place. They sell like all a bunch of different bikes, right? They're not a dealer of any. They just sell used bikes and do work.
I guess.
A couple of the new bikes that Honda makes are actually really cool. Is it the NRM? Yeah, it's Ducatis are they're beautiful bikes. They're best bought new and sold like 3 years later, kind of like a Jaguar or a Range Rover. I think they're beautiful and they're a lot of fun. They're just... See, I prefer to crash on a street bike because cruisers have so much more metal that you can like catch yourself on. Like crashing on like a 800 pound Harley, that's a lot of weight. I've almost dropped I don't know if you guys know what a Honda Magna is. It has a V4, not an inline 4. tons of torque, a lot of fun. It's like a cruiser with a sport bike, acceleration. Oh, that Ducati that you were talking about, Eric, the 911, or that was Simon that was talking about it. When I was looking for a bike when I lived in Miami, I went to there's a place called South Dade Motorbikes, and they have everything. They have like all Ducatis. They've had, when Triumph just kind of came up with a new line, like the triple speeds. And I really wanted to get like a higher end bike, and I was like, it's just gonna get scratched, and I'm glad I did. They had the Ducati, what is it, the 999 had just come out, I think. There's also the Multistrada. They also had some old bikes for sale. Like they had old Royal Enfields and Nortons, which I think are awesome now, but I didn't think they were that cool back then. Ashley's wrote on the back. What kind of bike is that? It looks like a Yamaha. Fairing doesn't show very much. Let's see if this can show. Oh, see, my concern about panning is that it's on a magnet. It's not on a clamp, so if I pull it, it can fall right off. I don't want to do that right now unless I'm really... I'm trying to think of how many cars I've owned since I've known you. I had the Elantra, then I had the Santa Fe, and the Ridgeline. Then I bought a Durango and sold it. I bought a Kia Sedona minivan and sold it. Well, I sold it for profit on purpose. That's my intention. Then I bought the Altima, and now it's like I sold it to Alan. You guys saw in the videos. Oh, Simon was wondering if you had a nice holiday in Colorado.
Yes.
Yeah, she had a lot of fun. A lot of cool pictures, snowmobiling, tubing, and then they even brought home a gift that keeps on giving, the flu. So, yeah, so I'll tell you, Eric. I'll tell you the story. So my mom called me up, and she's like, "You got to do me a favor. My yeah." She brought home Emma brought home the flu. Oh, you did buy one. Nice. Well, this is a 2004, 03 or 04 Sedona. My mom called me up and she's like, "Christian, do me a favor. Our friends on the beach, they have this Kia, and I don't know what it is, but it only has like 35,000 miles, and they only just want $500 for it. It has a steering problem. I don't like buying cars with problems, although I used to fix cars. I didn't need a vehicle, but I was like, you know what? This is probably a good investment, even if it needs like a new, steering pump." So I guess they were well-off people, but they had let someone like buy it in payments, and they just didn't end up paying it off. And so I give them $500 for it. I couldn't tell what was going wrong with the power steering, but it was definitely messed up and needed to be fixed. And then I take it to the shop, and they're like, "Yeah, it's a power steering rack. It's $950." Handicap spots, which I feel bad about now, but it was so cool. Anyway, the problem with the people living near the beach, the edges of all the hinges and doors are all rusted, like badly, because of salt water and the vapor in the air is there. So it was kind of a hard sale to a lot of people. But this one guy is a body shop guy. He bought it for his daughter who had a baby or something. Ended up paying $2,900 for it, I think. So yeah, I made some money off that. I'm not really like a car salesman, but if I see the opportunity, I guess I don't turn it down. Speaking of opportunity, there was a lot of opportunity to plant some nice palms here, and they really didn't do that great of a job. This is all planted back in early 2005 after Hurricane Charlie. The foxtails are, at the time they were like new and upcoming. I don't blame them for that, but the Washingtonias are borderline unforgivable. And a lot of these new foxtails they've replanted are just sickly, and they just don't want to put money into it. You know, they always buy the lower grade stuff,
At a
and
dollar store.
yeah, there is. Okay, we're gonna stop at the dollar store so Ashley doesn't. She's fiending for food, and I have to satiate her cravings. Hey, Terrence, what's up? And I'm sorry I haven't gotten anyone's comments if they've commented. I see them and I go, if I comment on, look at this little royal over here. Look at these little guys. Oh man, I have to catch that on the way out. All right, I'm just gonna park right here because otherwise I'm gonna be dealing in a world of pain. Go get that food. Yeah, I mean, as much cold as them. I mean, Sarah Noah can take quite a bit of cold. It's cold hardier than but it does trunk, but I'm just trying to think of what else is like extremely cold hardy like that with a trunk. I mean, personally, I like Wagner. Yeah, there isn't a whole lot. I can think of cold hardy palms. I can just go through them really. You got. I was gonna say Wagnerianus. I just didn't. I was thinking of like non-trachees, but that's pretty much. The Sarah Noah gets a trunk, but it takes so long. Terrence. So tropical hardwoods. I'm guessing you mean like lignum. I don't know if you're talking about like lignum vitae and like gumbo limbos. Those, I mean, I consider them hardwoods. You'll find them in the Keys, and you'll also find them. I mean, you'll see them randomly, but mostly in the Keys. I don't know which parks will have them, but hey, Paul, it's a good, interesting question. I've never gone paintballing or airsoft. I have shot plenty of guns, just not paintball guns or air. I had BB guns when I was younger. That's about it. So yeah, I mean, for other trunking, really cold hardy stuff, you can try Dasylirion Wheeleri. Cordyline australis, I don't know. I know it's cold hardy, but it won't grow here because it's too hot. But it'll grow in most temperate climates. I think it's pretty, I don't know, 10 Fahrenheit, so like negative 12 or 13 Celsius, I'm gonna guess. I don't know. -8? Okay. There you go. There's the answer for you. And Simon would definitely know. But Terrence, for your question, probably most of the key parks have some really good hardwoods there. Lignum vitae is very cool. Gumbo limbo, which is Bursera cimaruba. And then Lignum vitae's Latin name is Guiacum officinale. I have to remember if I pronounced that correctly. There's some people that are really into some really weird stuff like tropical conifers. They're very cool looking, but they're sometimes hard to. Most tropical conifers actually grow in drier climates, or cool but frost free, and they don't do so well here in Florida. I think they're really cold hardy palms are not very fast growing, but like Chunio Phoenix Hainanensis might be relatively cold hardy. Okay, James, see you later. What'd you get? He's giggling like a little goblin. Yeah, there's also the Walmy pines that were very rare until like 10 years ago, and now they're very cool. Sure thing, James. I'll talk with you later. Have a good dinner. I don't know what I'm having for dinner, but we'll...
I saw this.
Yeah.
Want one?
Oh no, I don't want a peanut butter cup Butterfinger. You always want to ruin your dinner. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Oh, I saw it.
God, you're like a child.
I'm hungry.
I don't know if you noticed the ongoing health issue Americans have been facing over the past 30 years. Nice, Paul. Keep on growing it. Give it plenty of water. It can't get enough. A lot of people might think that Majesty is like this, like regular watering, but you know, with their Latin name being Ravinia rivularis, meaning of the river, they actually grow kind of on the edge of rivers, much like well, a lot of plants that like swampy water, like royals, so, or even like sealing wax, cedar statues. Oh, here we go. Out running. Okay. Jesus. She's got the 1 pound. Now show them here. She has the butter. Oh, I'm gonna put it in front of the camera while we're. This is what she bought. Butterfinger peanut butter cups. So I mean, yeah, they're gonna taste good. Yeah, they're gonna taste good. I think if Ashley lived in England, if we lived in England, we would gain 30 pounds by eating Yorkshire puddings. And Ashley doesn't even know what that is, so.
I'm not a pudding person.
Oh, you'll be a Yorkshire pudding person, trust me.
Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry.
It's okay, it's live. What happened? You broke you break it? You broke the plastic, didn't you? You were so enamored with the idea of eating the trail mix that you broke the plastic.
It won't open.
How could you do that? That's what you get for buying trail mix at the dollar store.
They're not $1.
I didn't, it wasn't about the price, just the fact that they're just poor quality.
They had cleaners there.
That stuff's probably all made in a lab in like Romania
Oh,
too.
stop it. This was made.
Yeah, I know they're kind of just like pastries. I mean, I know there's different types of
Product
Yorkshire
of
pudding.
Argentina, Australia, Brazil.
Okay, well that's good. Those are all good countries.
Lots of places actually.
Well, I mean, the nuts are going to come from different areas. Brazil nuts come from Brazil. That's why they're called Brazil nuts. They're the big nuts. You like it when you put those big nuts in your mouth? The big nuts, you know what I'm talking about? The biggest nuts that are in there that you put in your mouth. Hey, Bob, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, see, they're all happy you're being vocal today. Usually she's only vocal in the evenings. She only really interacts with me when she just wants food or wants money.
That is so not true.
Yes, it is. Oh, the sun.
You're so lucky we're live.
I know. That's why I said it. I did bring my stick, so if we find something cool to kind of vlog about, I will do that. Here we go. $2.73 for gas, which I'm sure to most people is like perfectly acceptable in other countries, but it's not that much considering we're gas. And she won't tell me what she wants for dinner, but she always wants sushi or pizza. No, I'm actually in Port Charlotte now. We have plans on going to Miami on Sunday night, but I'm not sure if we're going to hold them. I didn't know that thing had any towing capacity at all. Those new Cherokees. Yeah, my dad. I wish my dad came down more often. He's not a fan of Florida, if you can believe it. He's I wish I had done a vlog with him, not just a live stream, but he had come and he had hurt his foot, and it was like inflamed and painful, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong when they got back, so he was kind of hobbling the whole time. He's quite athletic. He rides bicycles all over the place, but he wasn't doing so hot on the trip. Oh, Virginia Beach. Yeah, there you go. Where's the Bob, like by the city? Where's the furthest north or west you've seen Spanish moss growing in the Virginia Beach area? Have you seen it out by Suffolk and Chesapeake, or is it really only in like Norfolk and Virginia Beach? Have you seen it in like Hampton Roads or Newport News? And Hampton Roads isn't even a town. What am I talking about? Okay, further west. Ooh, that Bismarck just toppled over. Okay, sounds good, Eric. These Bismarcks, again, like the ones that you gotta water them. This is the worst time of the year to be planting palms. They should just wait till summertime, let the rains take care of it. I don't know why they try and do this. I don't know if the city has some sort of deadline the council puts on and they don't understand how plants work, but if it's 85 degrees out and there's no rain and a plant is in shock, it needs water. You can see they're starting to get it ready. They're flattening the ground here. They're tilling it, which I don't know why the purpose of that is. Okay, so by Smithfield's kind of its western range. Because I mean, I know the areas pretty well, like all the way to like Charles City County, but beyond that, I'm not as familiar. I didn't, I had friends that lived in Charles City County. Feels like your tires a little bit out of. And these are. The only thing we have to do to this car is what? Put new brakes on it, new tires, change the oil. Oh yeah, I made the recharge the AC. That's really not a whole lot considering 4 years' time. The airbag light is on, but that doesn't mean it's dirty. Yeah, First Landing is that's where the you can get up on the beach and go south to Corolla via the beach. There's a fence there. You can't take a car on the Virginia side. Look at this. Oh, they're already turning brown. What a bunch of, oh my God. Crown. You see the crown bent like that? It means the palm's dead. There's no chance of no chance of that thing recovering. I mean, we're talking like $500 a shot here. We're like a month into this planting, and like I've seen the who finds these people to grow this stuff? I mean, to plant. I mean, I don't even transplant palms. I could do that better. Like big palms are not my forte as far as like transplanting or transporting, I should say. I'm looking for more palms on their way out. Usually you're just taking the money. Doing all right considering it's rush hour in Port Charlotte. So the All-Star Sports Grill. It used to be called Boomers. It's the only place around here I've ever been patted down before I had to get enter.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got patted down there. I don't know if it was wanted and patted down or just patted down. It used to be quite an interesting. It was really weird because they'd have like hip hop playing in one area, they have country music playing in the other area, and like the two places, it was like two different bars that had no like mingling. Yeah, pretty much, Bob. They don't really, they're obviously there's no irrigation in place right now, so unless I see any water trucks showing up, they're really just maybe they, maybe they just don't care. Cabby's Taxi Service. How original. A very original name there. Simon, it probably won't do a whole lot. They're usually already grown in the sun. If they were smaller plants and then from potted, but they've been growing. I could see it benefiting it as far as like keeping it from really like drying out, but I don't think it would be very cost efficient. They would rather take their chances. I don't blame them. You might lose 1 out of 100, but when I see 20 plants and 2 are dead, 10% versus 1%, that's a big difference. And it's very random planting too, but some palms could benefit from that, especially younger ones. But personally, I think they put Bismarcks in the median because people were so bad at driving, they'd rather, instead of the car flipping over the other side of the road, it just crashed in the Bismarck and took the car. Because there's one thing that those palms are known for doing, it's not moving. So you just went through security without having an actual airport or a flight to go to?
You can't do that here.
Maybe the guy was paid $5 to try it.
Oh. Because they asked for your boarding pass.
He might just give him his friend's boarding pass or something.
And your ID.
I don't know, if I was bored in the airport, I'd probably mess with TSA too. Oh, a gap in the line. Oh, okay. And you just walked right through and no one bothered like stopping you. So you just walked right through, like there's no big deal. That's something that I would do.
Yeah. Can't do that in Colorado.
I would do that for free, probably. I'd run past it and yell bees.
I told you my bag got searched in Colorado, right?
Yeah, they find that crack. No?
No.
That's good.
I wanted to bring home gummy bears so bad.
Yeah, Bob, I bet that happens more often than you would. Okay, yeah, gummy bears. Did you see places? Did you see dispensaries there?
Yeah, we saw them.
There was one in Breckenridge or one in Silverthorne?
Yeah.
Both?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a huge industry. I can imagine that. I bet you that one out of every 10 people, if they were just kind of randomly walking through, would get through it, at most airports. Yeah, Bob, she was in Colorado, and then in Florida, it's also legal, so you have to have a medical card, which Ashley does have. Colorado has a lot more options. I'm not sure why Florida doesn't have that. There's no edibles in Florida. There are no edibles in Florida. I mean, I guess you could eat, you could eat the flower. You can get just like a vial of, oil, and you could use it for baking, but you can't. They don't sell like gummy bears, candy. It's mostly just vape pens. Yeah, that's pretty much. What else do they have?
They're gonna have the actual.
Yeah, they're gonna start selling bud.
But you
Actual
have
bud.
to have
A separate card?
Yeah,
Really?
It's not a separate card, but it's a separate prescription.
Okay.
It has to be approved.
Whatever. Vape pens are awesome. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm never going back. I know Virginia is very, very strict on their, there's no medical marijuana in Virginia that I know of, and I got in a little bit of trouble in Virginia about 21 years ago, in Goochland County. Okay. Yeah, when I was in high school, I got in a little bit of trouble for that. I didn't see the Typhoon videos, actually. I haven't talked to Daniel in a while. I knew he was okay, but other than that, I wasn't sure. I thought it was hilarious when Zach posted Daniel the radar imagery of the wrong Typhoon, and I mentioned it on his, on the video. And he's like, "Oh no." Hey Simon, do they sell a lot of? Sorry, let me roll the window up here. Yeah, Zach, always meaning well. Do they sell a lot of Hyundais in the UK? Are they a big seller or not really? I'm guessing that they're not. I haven't seen a lot in any videos I've seen in the UK, so I'm just kind of going on that. Like Hyundais, like the Sonata. Oh, accident waiting to happen. They call them. They don't call them a Sonata over species. I think this is called like the M35 or something like that, or 25. What the Sonata's called, but they're given like a more American names, I guess. I don't know why they would. I guess it. Yeah, so, but you have heard of Hyundai though, right, Simon? I can imagine not a lot of Brits would like Hyundai. There's a lot of other vehicles to choose from. Okay, yeah, check the Hyundai Sonata, and I'm sure that there's a UK equivalent. It's not given a weird name like it is in the US. In the US, they used to be known as like throwaway vehicles when they first came out in the mid to late 80s. And then around early 2000s, they started making a decent car. The problem is they don't really hold their value very well here. Kia is the same way, but Kia and Hyundai Hyundai owns Kia, so. Goes the Kia Optima, which probably is not called that outside the US either. Sedans are kind of going out of style, but I like sedans. I hope they don't. I like the big American ones, like the Crown Vics. I would never buy a cop, sedan, but I would like to get like as a second car, like like an old Lincoln Town Car. I mean, that's given that the gas doesn't go up any higher, but. Yeah, the new ones are great. I mean, we're driving a 2007 with 200 with 138,000 miles on it, or 210,000 kilometers. Yeah, I don't like them. That's why I would never buy them. Besides, I always think about like how many like bloody criminals have been in the back seat of those things, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather just get one that was owned by a regular, a civilian, or get a Mercury Grand Marquis, which is going to be a lot more like, you know. But right next to me, the Lincoln Town Car is the same. It's called a Panther body. It's the same. I'll let this guy kind of roll up here on the left, the cab here. It's the same frame as the Crown Vic. Okay. Yeah, I bet a couple of the smaller Hyundais are available, but it's probably not that. Like I said, I don't think it's that popular in the UK or in Europe. I even talked to some friends in France, and they said that they see them around, but people tend to, buy European. They don't even buy a whole lot of Toyotas in France. Then again, they do have their Peugeots, so. Yeah, they auction them off, to fund their treasury for vehicles. After a certain point, they're considered, not worth putting on patrol because they're either outdated or, considered unreliable after X number of miles. It really goes by the jurisdiction. Like some places will get new cars every 3 years if they're very wealthy. Some places I've seen, like Fort Myers Police Department has Crown Vics from like 2005, and then they're dirty and beaten up. We always drive by all these, but we never go in them. And we go in them once in a while, but I don't know if I locked my car.
No.
Huh? I didn't?
I don't think so.
No. Oh, there's really nothing to steal in there. Yeah, Bob, they probably went to Ford Tauruses. Ford Tauruses now, like they used to make, after 2006, they only made Crown Vics for police use. Although you can buy them once the police are done with them. And Taurus is the same thing. Like after 2012, I think they stopped making Tauruses for civilian use. The newest model of Taurus actually isn't a bad vehicle. I know some people that have had them with over 200,000 miles, and they seem to drive like new. Yeah. Yeah, my mom had a neighbor that had one with like 235,000 miles on it. He drove it it was a work vehicle, but he decided to just buy it off them because it was so reliable for like $1,000. Is that an Avalon? I guess. Okay, so it is that. Anyone get back to you on the washers?
Yeah, both people did.
Yeah, so what did the other guy say?
I said we would message him later. I asked if he was available tomorrow evening.
Okay. Yeah, so our washer like started smoking and almost caught fire. The belt in it like blew up. Not that anyone really, but That's what we've been talking about. Maybe wondering where all that background talk was. I forgot this thing even had the ability to shift. Simon, this car is kind of boring in the sense that it's got a 2.4 liter inline four, which is, they put in like Hyundais for about 10 years or even 15 years. They were in Hyundais up until like 2015, I think.
Soda.
Jesus, you're so needy.
Yeah,
No, I'm driving here.
that's perfect.
What? No.
My mom does that to Frank. Just leave this in the seat now.
Oh, I'm sure you can get it, not while I'm driving. Anyway, it's pretty. It says it has 170 horsepower, but it feels so gutless. It feels like all slushy, and you step on the gas and like nothing really happens. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not. No one's used to this new lane being a right-hand turn only. Is that guy turning or just keep on going straight?
You can't keep going straight.
Well, I mean, he could have just passed and gone through the line. It looked like he wasn't going to stop, so. So I'm actually going to my sister's first, so I'm gonna end the vlog there. It's like 15-20 minutes. So you'll probably see a part of Venice you don't see very often. I usually come in the back way, up River Road.
Can we stop and get me a drink?
We can, in fact.
A soda.
What kind of soda would you like?
Cherry Pepsi or cherry Coke. Or Dr. Pepper.
You can see the palms here are not quite as tropical as the palms even 10 miles back in Port Charlotte or Punta Gorda. Northport's a little bit of a cold spot, so you'll see less royals even being grown here, even though they will grow here just fine. They just aren't. Not a lot of palm collectors in Northport. There's a couple. Simon, I was watching Gordon's Great Escape. He went to India, and then he went to Vietnam, and then Cambodia, and a couple other countries. I still have a few episodes to watch. Is he considered by Brits to be British or Scottish? I mean, I'm guessing Scottish, but I know he was raised in, was it Northumberland? This guy backing? Is this guy's backing up in the turn lane?
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
The glare gets so bad this time of day. It's never fun to drive directly due west. 41 actually goes due east to west from about Punta Gorda to Venice, and then it cuts back north. I consider to be sorry. It's hard to see because of the glare. Sorry about that, guys. I might actually go up River Road because the glare won't be bad because of the trees are right there and it won't be. It's kind of like going northwest instead of directly west. Plus all that Venice traffic. There we go. Let's get ahead of the back here. Yeah, go behind the clouds. Do it. Okay. I gotta check your tires because put like almost 20,000 miles on them. Actually, we bought them in what? 3 years ago? Huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, we bought them when we're still up in Venice. You know, something I should probably bring up that I thought was interesting is there's a YouTuber I watch, and I definitely, I think, you know, if you guys like traveling or different countries, want to see like what plants grow, his name's Indigo Traveler. He's a guy named Nick from New Zealand, and I can't see the mirror, baby. Okay, that would have been an accident right there. He was in Tehran in Iran, and they had Canary Island dates growing in the median. They were small. Sorry, I don't know if they're ever going to make it there long term because it does get cold there. But I thought that part of, you know, north part of Iran would be, you know, just this trachees really. It's kind of surprising. Wait, let's get this cloudiness. Give me some of that. I guess so, Simon. I don't know if the live stream, you know, the love for the live stream is around like it was, you know, a few months ago. I don't know what's the time of day, but the past few streams have been. Okay, no problem, Simon. Have a good night. It goes down to 0. I'm just going to turn it off anyway. She's going to be home at 7, or she's going to be home around, I asked her if she was going to be home at 7, she said yes. So, and apparently the slippers are in her car, so she better be home. So I think you've overcooked it. I'm referring to Gordon Ramsay. Twice a week, what, Simon? Yeah, I think our peak viewership was like 6. That sucks because live streaming used to be pretty really fun. Really fun, you know. I had 20 viewers at one time. Oh, hey, Chris. What's happening? Thanks for that shipment. We're headed to Venice. I gotta bring my mom a very late Christmas present, but not my fault. She ordered some handmade stuff from Australia that's just come in. So I'll be around for another 10 minutes or so. Some of that too hot in the bag, or if the root is right over the heat mat, it can burn it a little bit. That's the thing too. What is going on here? Jesus. Such a sad sight. There's no backyard or anything. Nothing. Jump over the fence.
Not a fence, it's a wall.
Whatever. It's not even a real wall. You can just climb over it. It's a joke. No, Chris, unfortunately, I wouldn't say that. Especially tropical seeds tend not to recover from that. Remote germinators can do that because they can bring out their cotyledon and form a bulb outside of the rotting situation. But when the spike comes out basically right outside the seed there, you're gonna have a really hard. I haven't. It's extremely rare. Oh, right into the sun. Just what I wanted. Yeah, that's the problem with tropical seeds is that if it gets when they start to get real unhappy, you won't see them growing in like any sort of desert climate, even if it's frost-free. They really are. All arecas are really humidity lovers. Probably the most forgiving areca is Areca triandra, but it's a relatively, I hate to say boring, but it's a green crown shafted clumping areca. It looks kind of like a big Camadria. At least we got here on time. Yeah, I mean, fortunately, those seeds are relatively easy to find. I should have them around for sale, but I just don't. I guess I try and find guys who will sell the seed, to me in the thousands, and it's just kind of hard to find that. Yeah, man. I think I still have the Gomez Pompe. I had to check because I think I mentioned this earlier, but I got cleaned out of a lot of species. I had 13 orders go out just today. Can't see anything.
It's not green yet.
I know. What is going on here? That's like an idiot. Yeah, I got a lot of lipstick Sir Statues orders. Almost. So I am going to be cutting out here in a couple minutes. Now we have 4 watchers. I feel bad. It's always at the end when we get the watchers. I don't know. We may go back on the way home, depending on how Ashley feels about it. She's not too talkative in the car, so I can at least get to talk to you guys. I just can't see a whole that well. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but I think I was mentioning earlier that I thought maybe that the thrill of the live stream has kind of been over now that I kind of drive the same route. Might have to go to do some actual fun stuff on the road to make it worth watching, but could be everybody's watching basketball. I don't know if basketball's on right now, but I came on a little bit earlier than I normally do. People often get tired of me driving around in the car. I think it's just not that interesting. I don't blame them. Hey, Paul. War video games? Sorry, it's hard for me to see because unfortunately the glare is so bad. Let's see. Yeah, I played Medal of Honor. What's it called? I don't know if it was Frontline. I'm not a Call of Duty person, but I like playing like more old school stuff. Like I don't know. I like what's it called? How am I not remembering this? Assassin's Creed. One of my favorite video games is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It's not very intricate, but it's definitely, I think it's their best one. Even though the one that takes place in Britain is supposed to be more intricate, I guess. That's Corey. I just never saved his number. Oh, sorry. I'm literally leaving right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'll be on later, though, if you guys want to come on later, I think. Why'd they trim that palm up? There's nothing on that palm to trim. Alrighty. Black Flag, yeah. Yeah, I like just the idea of it, kind of like Florida's on the map and stuff. So, all right, well we're here now. So let me see if we can't go on later, and I'll kind of let you guys know. I'll throw an announcement on there. Alrighty, guys. See you, Paul. See you, Chris. Sorry, Shiv. If you want to message me, go ahead. You can talk, or I might be on later. So until then. So yeah, sorry. I wish I could have gone on a different time, but yeah, I'll see you guys.